The goal here is to try and find the average mass of the atoms in an Eastern mole, but not like the physics and chemistry definition of mole, the actual animal mole. So, kind of confusing here, but okay. Now anyway, we can find the average mass of atoms in an object by taking the mass of that object in terms of atomic mass units and dividing it by the approximate number of atoms in that object. Now, we're given quite a bit of information here, both about the mole's mass and about the number of moles of atoms contained within. So let's first perform a couple of conversions to find the mass of the mole in atomic mass units and the number of atoms in the mole. So first off, let's look for the mass. I'll call it m. Now the mass is given to us as 75 grams, so let's start there. And let's convert this into kilograms and then atomic mass units, because we have a conversion factor between kilograms and atomic mass units. And here is that conversion factor. And now plugging this into our calculator, we find that this is about 4.5 times 10 to the 25th power of atomic mass units. Now let's try and find the number of atoms in the mole, and let's call that n. Now we're told that inside the mole there are 7.5 moles of atoms. This time we are using the scientific definition of the word. And we can convert from moles to the number of atoms, basically in this case, using Avogadro's number. And this is what Avogadro's number is. Once again, I'm making sure to include my units in opposite sides of the fractions. So I'm putting mole in the denominator here so that it cancels out with the moles here. And again, using a calculator to make this conversion, we find that this is equal to about 4.5 times 10 to the power of 24 atoms. And now that we have the mass of the mole and the number of atoms in the mole, we can now find the average mass. So we'll call this m with an overline to indicate that it's an average. And that's going to be equal to the mass divided by the number of atoms. And now we just plug in our values. And we find that the average mass of an atom in this case is about 10 atomic mass units.